Hi, welcome to the next episode of Hear Yourself. In this episode, we start a new series, The Best of Spaces. And what better space to talk about than homes? Stay home, stay safe is the new mantra for the national lockdown, and how you can make your space more pleasant in terms of acoustics is what we are going to talk about in this episode. Friends, of the five senses of the human perception, sight, hearing, taste, smell and touch, sight comes first. First comes the visual, but very next to it comes hearing. It's almost as important as sight. George Lucas of Star Wars and THX fame very famously said, "Sound is half the picture." You can test this for yourself while watching your favorite television show. Mute the sound. Designers, contractors and homeowners pay more attention to the visual. Sound waves being invisible are usually neglected. And that's what this episode is all about, to give you some tips on home acoustics, so that now when you're compelled to stay home and make those video calls, or you binge watch a lot of movies in the hall, or if you just want to sit somewhere in a quiet space and read a book, then this episode with all its tips on home acoustics will be useful. Tip 1. External noise. Villas and apartments in India are pretty well made in terms of block masonry for the external walls and the concrete roofs. So the external envelope acoustically is strong and the noise would not come in, but the doors and windows, they could be weak. You need to ensure that they are soundproof in terms of laminated glass, strong shutters, the framing and the gaskets. The gaskets play a very important role in airtightness. So you would need to put on the AC, but you would get an envelope which is soundproof. At the same time, you would not want a loud movie to disturb your neighbors. So it helps in both ways. And here's a demo of that. Tip 2. Impact noise. In apartments, there is always the annoyance of the vertical transmission of noise from the floor above to you or from your floor below. Watch this. See how the bouncing of ball or the stiletto heels or the movement of a trolley or a bag can create annoyance because there is a concrete floor. Now if you were to introduce Anutone's float, this is resilience. This would come on the concrete floor, the bare concrete floor, and then you would install the vitrified tiles or the wooden flooring or whatever the finishing for the flooring you would want to have. This is very good for decoupling the two floors and impact noise will be minimized. If you're not able to add the resilient layer, the float, then there is one more possibility, tough block. Tough block soundproof board as a ceiling material as used here can help to control the noise from the floor above. The third tip is on internal partitions. Residential buildings now need to be more tall. They need to be built quick. And for that, internal partitions have to be dry walls, especially with water and sand scarcity in big cities. Dry walls for such homes need to be as good as brick walls, and Anutone has got tough block dry walls which are very strong, high impact resistance, high water resistance, soundproof of course, and very good screw holding capacity for the wall fixtures. So Anutone tough block dry walls are the best for apartment buildings. Internal partitions. Tip 4. Interior surfaces. Villas and apartments usually have hard reflective surfaces as in the roof, the four walls and the floor. This gives rise to echoes, reverberation. And to bring that down, you need to ensure some kind of sound absorption as surface areas are available, ceiling and walls. especially. For the walls and the ceiling, we have Pixels Mary. You can see it behind me as well, installed. And the beauty is you can paint any shade, any color. Here you see green, here you see chocolate, and there are so many more possible in terms of red, green, mustard, whatever. So this is from Anutone in terms of interior surfaces, including ceilings and walls. So we come to tip 5, wall fixtures. Pixels Mary, as from the previous tip, may not be possible in many houses, both for ceiling and walls. In that case, you have paintings, you can send us the image, and at Anutone, we now have the capability to convert your image into an acoustic panel. It's a printed acoustic panels in terms of direct printing, or on the fabric printing, acoustic fabrics wrapped around an acoustical substrate, so that you get both the visual that you want plus acoustics is built in. These wall paintings here did not need acoustic substrate because there is Pixels Mary behind, but then in case you can't do that, you can do this. So we come to the final tip, tip number 6, furnishings. If you are going for the curtains, just make sure that they are a bit heavy. The heavy drapes help to absorb some sound, or go for a double layer of sheer curtain and the blackout curtains. So these small things help. As also the furniture, just ensure there is more foam, the fabric finishes, which help for sound absorption. Less of leather, less of bare wood or bare steel. In the bedrooms you have the mattresses, there are cushions everywhere. And then for the floor, in India we don't have wall-to-wall the carpeting, but then you can go for area rugs, small islands on the floor, everything that helps for sound absorption. Hope you find these tips useful to make your home more pleasant in terms of the acoustical ambience. Not only for now when you are forced to stay home, but also later when you come back from work, you will find this stress-free. Do continue to watch our videos on our website anutone.com under the media tab. Let's live this national lockdown together. Together we shall overcome. हम होंगे कामयाब. Thank you. Bye-bye.